What's up, guys? So on this particular video we'll be discussing about Goa in the month of September 2025, what you should be expecting in terms of the weather, the road condition, the kind of clothing that in gear you need to be carrying to Goa, overall what is the budget that you need to have, and the places that you should be visiting in the month of September 2025. So starting off with the weather, you need to understand that it's going to be raining in Goa even in the month of September. If you're going in the first half of September, you can expect it to rain maybe for, I would say, a good 60% of the day. And if you're going towards the second half, that's when the monsoon will start retreating. So you'll expect it to rain towards sunset, and that will be like mostly a shower or two, which could go on for maximum an hour because the monsoon is retreating by the end of September. But overall, when you're traveling in the month of September to Goa, you definitely need to be carrying an umbrella. Without an umbrella, please do not go to Goa. And carry an umbrella which is strong. Do not carry a simple three-fold umbrella, which is a pocket umbrella. These umbrellas will end up capsizing and it will become a real headache for you. Hence, carry a strong umbrella with you so that you do not have it overturning and breaking in Goa and then having to buy a cheap umbrella at a really expensive cost in a tourist place like Goa. Now when it comes to the temperature, the daytime temperature will range from anywhere between 26 degrees to 34 degrees, while the temperature in the night will be anywhere between 21 to 24. Now remember, this temperature fluctuation depends entirely on where you are. Being more towards the coastal places will keep it towards the seaside rather would be more humid and warmer, while if you're staying in a more of a hilly area, the temperature will be slightly lower. Humidity in the month of September is high throughout in Goa, so it's going to be sticky, and at the same time you should be carrying a lot of cotton clothing which will dry up quickly, because if you are going to go there with a pair of jeans, remember that once they get wet they're going to take maybe the entire length of your trip to dry up. So carry simple maybe polyester or lycra clothing which will dry up really fast, because that's the best way to get around Goa when it is raining. Now when it comes to the beaches, all the beaches are accessible in the month of September, but at the same time the lifeguards might not allow you to enter into the water if the sea is rough, especially on days when it's raining and it's a high tide. The lifeguards are going to stop you from getting in. So just make sure that you heed the advice of these lifeguards, because your safety is priority, and it is always better to listen to the locals and especially the lifeguards who have extreme knowledge about each and every beach that they are patrolling. If they say no, do not try to act over smart and go into the water on the sly, because that could be fatal for your life. When it is raining in Goa, it is always advisable to avoid going into the water. You can chill on the seashore and you can chill in the cafe, but entering into the sea can be really dangerous. In the north, you can always go to Anjuna, you can go to Palolem, you can definitely go to Palolem, in the south. In the north, you can go to Morjim, you can go to Donapaula is another good place to be visiting. But when you're planning a trip in September, it's ideal to visit the south, that is places like Varka, Mobor and Palolem. These are places which are really away from all the tourist action, and you'll definitely get a much cheaper option in when it comes to accommodation. Staying by the sea is not really advisable in the month of September, because when it rains the water will lash into your cottages and will make your entire experience very I would say very grim once it starts raining very heavily. So it's more ideal to stay along the main road so that your car and your vehicle, if you have one, your bike and all, do not get stuck in the sand. Now when it comes to network in Goa in the month of September, mostly all networks will be functional, Jio, Airtel and Vodafone being the best. The best way to travel around Goa is to have a combination of all three. So just make sure that someone in your group or your family has either Vodafone, Jio or Airtel, because there are parts of Goa where Jio will work well. There are certain parts where Airtel will work well, and there will be certain areas where Vodafone will, because that's how Goa is when it comes to the network. Electricity power cuts are going to be frequent in the month of September. So wherever you're staying for the night or for the week, just make sure that they have a power backup, so that by default, even if there's an electricity outage in the night, you're not going to have to sleep in the heat. Wi-Fi is mostly available at all the places that you're staying at, so you do not need to worry about Wi-Fi. But definitely when you're in Goa in September, the network might be a bit scratchy here and there depending on how the weather is. Now when it comes to what you should be doing in Goa in the month of September, beach hopping and cafe hopping is something that you can definitely do. You can visit the waterfalls, you can go to Dudhsagar, and by default you can go shopping at the flea markets in Baga and in Kalangut, which are just opening for season. It's mostly towards the end of September that these flea markets will become completely active, but by default there will be a few stalls here and there which will be open throughout the month of September. Now, when it comes to the budget that you need to have, remember September is still shoulder season for Goa. So by default, you will get maybe a good, decent 3-star property for as low as 3 to 5,000 a night, depending on how long you're staying. The longer you stay, the more affordable your accommodation will become. If you're looking for homestays, you can get a good bread and breakfast for, I would say, anywhere between 1,500 to 3,000. Now, this again depends on the location and the kind of property that you're opting for and the length of your stay. The longer you stay, the cheaper the deal will obviously get. When it comes to scooter rental and car rentals, you'll find plenty of them in Goa. Just make sure that whichever scooter or car rental you're going for, you take a video of your vehicle before you agree to sign the documents, so that by default, if there is already a scratch or a dent on the vehicle, you are not blamed for it when you're going to return the vehicle, and you're avoiding that kind of drama towards the end of your trip. Now, what is the budget that you need to have for Goa? Definitely a budget of, if you're going for a short 3-night 4-day gig, a budget of 10,000 should be enough per person, depending entirely on the kind of accommodation and the food you want. If you're going on a real super budget, I would say 10,000 is more than enough. If you are someone who's on a luxury budget, then for 3 nights 4 days you can carry upwards of 25 to 30,000 per person. Now, what should you be carrying? Like I mentioned earlier, you need an umbrella. You need definitely a good pair of footwear. I would personally recommend to wear Crocs because they dry up quickly. If you do not like Crocs, then make sure that you have footwear that is not going to get soaked and at the same time has a very good grip. Pack light cotton clothes and pack extra, because by default, if it rains, your clothes will get drenched. And just pack all your clothing in plastic bags, so by default, even if you get drenched along the way, your clothes are dry, because you do not want to have a entire bunch of wet clothing. Avoid carrying any kind of jeans or any kind of thick woolen clothing. Carry a light jacket for the night in case you feel cold because of the chilly nights. And just carry cash with you of at least between 5 to 10,000 rupees from home, because if by chance the network is down or your bank is having a server issue, you're not stuck without being able to pay for something that you definitely need along your journey. So carry cash. If you do not need the cash, you can always take it back home. Now, the other thing that you need to pack is by default insect repellent, because there'll be plenty of monsoon insects which will come around where you're staying. So just carry Odomos and other insect repellents with you. Along with this, you will need to carry your sunglasses, because when it's not raining, the sun will be out, and that's when you will feel and need the sunglasses. So carry that along with you. Most of all, just do not cramp your trip up with too many things to do, because that's when it's going to be a real hurdle in September. Keep it relaxed and keep it easy so that you do not have to run around too much. Now, when you're booking your flights, just make sure that you're booking your flights in the first half of the day, so that even if there is any kind of heavy rain or water logging, by default your flight will land. If you're planning it for any time in the evenings, there could be a chance that your flight would get delayed because of visibility. Sometimes they even end up getting cancelled. So just try booking the morning flights. That's the best way to go when you're traveling to Goa in the month of September. Over and above this, if you have any queries related to Goa in the month of September, leave a comment in the comment section and we'll be more than happy to answer your queries. If you still have any further queries, you can always book a consultation with us, which is the link is in the description. You can directly go to our website and book a consultation. Now, till our next video about Goa in the month of October and onwards, you can subscribe to our channel and you will stay connected. So now till our next video, stay happy, stay blessed, and most of all, stay safe and happy. Take care.